Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back again to the course. This time now we're talking about how to recycle food in order to make various products that we can be able to sell or use in other daily purposes or functions in our home or in our business, etc. So in the picture here we see various types of foods that we do eat. Some of them we do not finish and we have to throw them away. Instead of allowing them to degrade the environment, this is what we can do in order to make more money out of them. But before we go, let's just define what we're talking about here. By food waste, we're talking about the edible food that is discarded, lost, or left uneaten at any stage of the food supply chain, from production to consumption. It is a significant issue with environmental and economic and social implications. So here is how we recycle food. First of all, we collect the waste food from households, from restaurants and supermarkets and agricultural operations, and then we sort the waste food to remove non-organic materials like plastics, glass or metal. Using manual or automated systems, we can use magnets or air classifiers or optical sorters. After that, then this ensures that only biodegradable material is going to enter the recycling process. We have spoken about how to recycle plastic. If we find plastics here in the food, then we can also recycle plastics in a different process or procedure. So we collect the food and sort it just like this. This is where we get the food from households, from hospitals, from restaurants, any place where we find people. We usually end up finding waste food there. So before we process the food any further, we take it through a process called pre-treatment, where the large food waste items are shredded into smaller pieces to increase the surface area for faster decomposition or processing. So we also screen the food. Machines remove unwanted particles from the food and fine-tune the input for uniform consistency. We can also consider adding water just to adjust the moisture content for processes like anaerobic digestion. This is what we're talking about. When we get the food, we put it in a container there, we sort it, we shred it, and then we can also put in some few drops of water there in order to improve the amount of moisture. So here is how different types of foods are recycled. Food processes can be recycled through several industrial methods that we're going to talk about now, depending on the intended outcome. So if you want to compost the food, we spoke about it in the agricultural modules. Compost is the kind of manure, rather is an organic fertilizer that we use in order to grow vegetables using natural products that are going to make them both healthy and remove all the genetic modified chemicals from the food. So in order to make compost using food, the waste is piled into raw and placed in composting machines, and then oxygen is introduced by turning the piles or using forced aeration to promote microbial activity. We have to the heat generated during the decomposition sterilizes the compost, killing pathogens and weed seeds. After that, then the material is left to stabilize and mature into nutrient-rich compost. The end product is then bagged or sold as soil conditioner or as a fertilizer. So the leftover food that you can pick from restaurants, you can take it home and decompose it and then sell it again to vegetable farmers, and in order for them to make healthy vegetables using the composter. So here is the composting process. The food is thrown into that bin, and then oxygen is introduced in there, and then the microbes, or rather the microorganisms in the food, are going to decompose it and produce minerals, rather nutrients like nitrogen, etc., that plants need in order to grow. So this is the compost heap. It really looks like a rubbish dump, but those who see it, they see trash, but you say you see treasure, because you can be able to sell it in order to earn a living using it. So you can also, but in order to, you can also recycle food in order to produce biogas. Biogas is a gas that is produced by food in order to make energy or electricity. So in this process, food waste is placed in sealed digesters, where it is broken down by bacteria in the absence of oxygen. Microbial activity then produces biogas, which is a mix of methane and carbon dioxide that is captured and purified for use as energy or fuel. The gas that comes from the fermented food is collected by means of a pipe that sends it to a machine that will burn it and generate electricity. So there is the food, there is the biogas machine. It is decomposing the food. There are other waste products like ethanol that will be coming, those liquids, they are going to be collected from this other end, while the gas is fed onto the machine. So the refuse that comes out of this process is also used as stock feeds. Pigs enjoy it a lot, even chickens, etc., and even dairy cows as well. So you are not going to be throwing away anything, but everything is going to be edible and is going to be useful in so many various aspects of your life. This is the biogas machine that we're talking about. This farmer is using it in order to power his dairy cow milking machines and other agricultural equipment. You can also use it to also power a household equipment as well. So if we want to use food waste to convert it into animal feed, first of all you have to sterilize it by killing pathogens, because it is going to be going into the stomachs of those animals. So you have to make sure that any pathogens are dead before it gets to that stage. So after that, then you have to dry the material and process it into pellets or meal for animal feeding. You can also blend it with a specific dietary needs for livestock. You can add in some more nutrients. You can also combine it with some other kinds of stock feeds or concentrates in order to increase it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can be able to run your household. You can be able to make your own energy, and you can also manufacture stock feeds with the food that you collect from dustbins and rubbish collection places. So do not be shy, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you see trash, you know that you can turn it into treasure by following these simple steps. So all the best, ladies and gentlemen, in using waste food in starting your own businesses.